And good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Winnikins, and we are at the Dunn County Fair as today we have the Dunn County Fair Dairy Show going on throughout the day today, at least until through noon. And so we'd like to welcome all of our viewers today watching the Dunn County Dairy Show, and thank you to our sponsors. Again, without our sponsors that we'll be talking about throughout the day, we wouldn't be able to make this possible. So we would like to say thank you to Alcivia Co-op. They're a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois. Visit alcivia.com. Security Financial Bank, where electronic banking is easy. Visit sfbank.com. Security Financial Bank, Durand, River Falls, Eau Claire, Ladysmith, Bloomer, and Black River Falls. Sundstrom and Company, your local tax experts. Call them now for end-of-year tax planning at 672-4425 and schedule your appointment. Also, Prime Realty of Durand, the area's #1 home seller. Visit them online at primerealitymidwest.com. Adams Super Service, your Napa Gold Car Care Center, downtown Durand. Also, NTech, your premier communications and entertainment provider, Durand. And Dunn Energy, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Again, please thank all of our sponsors. Without the support of these businesses and organizations, it's pretty simple. We would not be able to bring you coverage of not only the Dunn County Dairy Show, but the swine show tomorrow, the beef show tomorrow, and also the livestock auction tomorrow night. We also have a special guest, and that's the Fairest to the Fair, and we're hoping to maybe chat with her as well here coming up as well during the Dunn County Dairy Show as well. But again, we have things getting underway here starting at 9 o'clock this morning. So please sit back and relax. Enjoy the show today from the Dunn County Fair. Jackie, how long are you here today?
I think until about noon.
Okay, so at some point during the show, I'm Brian from WRDN Radio. We're live streaming this. If I can do an interview with you, that would be great. That would be great.
That's on Sunday. Let's with the Pledge of Allegiance and then the 4-H play. You got a lot of these 4-H leaders here. You want to do that or? I don't see one. Because this is like a big show. Okay. You can have them all. But I don't know. Really? Huh? I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get started here in just a second. So we need registered Holstein spring calves. Come on over and check in. I'll introduce our helpers here, but everybody's in position. Bring your registered Holstein spring calves over. That'll be followed by grade Holstein spring calves. Then we'll work our way through the different breeds. So anyway, we're going to stop for just a second. We'll start it out today. We don't have a flag hanging up, but let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then, if I can remember it, we will also do the 4-H pledge. So pretend we got a flag over here in this area, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now 4-H's. Okay, Jim is going to lead us in this one.
I pledge my head for clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands for larger service, my health for better living, for my club, my community, my country, and my world. Let the games begin. Good job, everyone.
All right, thank you. Yeah, now I've been requested to sing the national anthem, but no.
Let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do that.
Our judge today, let's introduce him here. He's been with us in the past. He does an excellent job with our young people. This is Ethan Dado. First class that's going to come in the ring will be registered spring heifer calves, Holsteins. And these are animals that were born March 1st or after. So they're just like probably about 4 months old roughly. So we'll bring them in, and I'll tell you about Ethan here. Ethan is originally from Amory, Wisconsin. Jim and I are quite familiar with Ethan as he was a very, very good judge for Polk County back in 4-H. Matter of fact, he was on the Louisville team in 4-H, and to get on the Louisville team, you have to qualify through district and state. And then he attended the University of Minnesota, where his team won at World Dairy Expo in Madison, and also participated at Louisville. And Ethan was one of the top individuals at college for the University of Minnesota. Actually, we're debating, I think this is his third year here in a row. He does a really, really nice job with our young people as far as educating and talking to them. And part of what Ethan does now is that he is the ag teacher at Mankato, Minnesota. There are actually 2 high schools in Mankato, and Ethan is in charge of the ag program for all of the Mankato, Minnesota schools. So we're really happy to have Ethan here today. He's going to be giving us reasons as to why he placed the animals the way he did. He'll be talking about them, and maybe I'll add a little bit if you're not familiar with how dairy animals are judged. So thank you, Ethan, for coming today. We've got our first registered Holstein spring calves. Yes, Holsteins can be red and white. So this is a registered Holstein, but some of them are red and white colored. So you'll see Ethan talking to each of the exhibitors, probably helping them analyze their animals. So we'll go through the spring calves, go through all the ages on deck after the spring calves. We'll move up in age to winter calves. As Jim mentioned, it'll probably go pretty quickly. We don't have a ton of animals, so let's just continue to keep our animals rolling. I'll try to keep you updated as to where we're at. And with that, I will turn it over to Ethan so that he can tell us about this heifer that we have out here.
Just one calf here in the spring Holstein registered class. A calf that we absolutely admire her size and stretch from end to end. A calf that's extremely well grown, hard over the top, extremely full in the crops, and has great depth and spring to both fore and rear rib. If I was going to change her up at all, just trim her out, especially over that rump structure, make her a little more lean, and give her a little bit more flex to hock. But overall, tremendous calf to start our show. Let's give this exhibitor a nice round of applause.
Going by memory here, because I know that individual, that's Brian Steyer, and I believe he's Willing Workers 4-H. So congratulations, Brian. That is our first place Holstein registered spring calf. Coming in the ring right now, we should have our grade Holstein spring calves. Now these are the same age. The difference between registered and grade is that registered animals, they kind of keep up their papers. They are considered registered. You have to fill out an application to have them registered. And then the grade animals are ones that, you know, maybe don't have their papers kept up. They're certainly Holsteins, but they don't have the papers. So that's the difference between registered and grades. So this is the same age, but these are what is considered Holstein grade spring calves. Again, born after March 1st.
Again, thank you to our Dunn County Fair Dairy Show sponsors, including Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture in rural communities. Visit Compeer.com for more information. Bluff Country Feed and Seed, your dairyland seed dealer and featuring feed for your livestock Mondovi. Visit BluffCountryFS.com for more information. And O'Galley Cheese Factory. Visit O'Galley Cheese for all your snacking needs, featuring cheese, locally made beef sticks, sausage, and more. They're open 7 days a week, Highway 25, Durand. Please thank all of our sponsors. They're making our coverage here from the Dunn County Fair's Dairy Show possible here on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting, WRDN.
We are kind of getting our wheels under us a little bit over here. So Brian Steyer, who won that last class, we owe him a ribbon. We've got some people helping out, and we'll get that to Brian. But okay, sorry. Abby did give it to him. And I'm going to mention our helpers over here. They help us year after year, Abby Sins and her sister Carly Wagner, who do just an outstanding job. Everything, I enjoy coming here because everything is always organized. They've gone through the list of the kids. If you'll notice this year, we've just listed the names of the individuals out here that are showing, so their names are on their back. That way we don't need a program with numbers or anything like that. So I'll try to announce the winners of each class, but thank you very, very much to Carly and Abby. Abby is recording the results here, and Carly is checking animals in as they come in the ring. So thank you very much. The other person we've got here today, we've got our Wisconsin Fairest of the Fair with us, and that is Jackie Rosenbush, and Jackie happens to be from Spooner. And I was already teasing her a little bit earlier. She comes from a sheep farm in Spooner. So anyway, I'm going to let Jackie introduce herself. She's here at the Dunn County Fair today, and I think she's got a couple more local fairs that she's going to attend. So Jackie, if you want to introduce yourself, that'd be awesome.
Sure thing. I'll make it quick because I think this class is getting placed. Like he said, my name is Jackie Rosenbush, and I'm currently serving as the 56th annual Wisconsin Fairest of the Fair. I'm honored to be up here in Dunn County. To me, this is actually south. Like he said, I'm from Spooner, Wisconsin, so just about 2 hours north of here. So my job this summer as Wisconsin's Fairest of the Fair is to attend fairs throughout the state and to advocate for Wisconsin's fairs, agriculture, youth involvement, and all the things we love about our fairs. I originally hail, like I said, from Washburn County, but I am currently living in River Falls, where I am a student going into my senior year at college, majoring in agricultural education in the hope to one day become a high school ag teacher in northern Wisconsin. So you'll be seeing more of me, hopefully, as an ag teacher around here soon. However, I'm just excited to be here, and I'd love to invite each and every one of you to the Wisconsin State Fair this year, August 4th through the 14th. If you're interested in some free state fair tickets, I have them, and I'd love to give them out. No strings attached. Yes, that is free state fair tickets. They're going for $17 a pop right now, so that's quite the deal. But I'll be around for a while. Find me if you're interested in attending, and I'd love to hear your fair stories. Thank you.
Let's give Jackie a hand. Thanks for coming up today. And if I've had always attended the Wisconsin State Fair as an exhibitor, and I know it's a bit of a drive for us here in the Menominee area, but if you get a chance, talk to Jackie. I mean, it's a fun time. Check and see if maybe the Milwaukee Brewers might be playing in town at the same time. You can go watch the ball game, attend the State Fair, but it is a lot of fun. And I'll talk to Jim here later on. I know that there's probably some Dunn County exhibitors taking some animals down to the State Fair. So we'll introduce those. And thank you, Jackie. Following in Ethan's footsteps, looking to be an agricultural teacher. Awesome. I like it.
Best job ever. Best job ever. In our Holstein grade class, we're going to start here with this white calf. Just a calf we admire her stretch from end to end, especially the length in that midsection of the body. Going over the calf in second, a calf that just has a bit more depth, especially to the flank, to the rear rib. And a calf that just parades a little bit nicer on her hind legs, has more flex to the hock and more steepness to the pastern than our calf here in second. Second over third, just calf that we like her blending through the front end more. She's tighter at that point of shoulder, full into crops, tighter at the elbow. And a calf that's also just a little bit harder down the top line, breaks less behind the withers. Third over fourth, just a calf that's a little bit less roached, and again has greater flex to the hock, and hocks in a little bit less when viewed from behind. Overall, a great class of spring calves in the Great Holstein Show.
Okay, that completed our Holstein grade spring calves on deck outside. We should be moving up an age group, and that would be winter. Winter calves should be on deck outside. Again, we'll be starting with registered Holsteins and grade Holsteins. And in the ring right now, we have, after the Holsteins, this is any other breed. Now, this is a spring calf. So it was born after March 1st. This is a Jersey, but it falls into the any other breed category. On deck, we should have our Holstein winter registered calves, Holstein grade. All winter calves should be on deck outside here, please. The class that was just completed was the Holstein grade spring calf class. That was won by Garrett Biesterveld. And then second place in that class went to Eli Biesterveld, and they're both from Rock Falls Rockets 4-H Club. So congratulations to them. First and second place animals. If you show a first or second place animal today, we're going to bring you back later on for champion. So if you show a first or second place animal, kind of keep them ready in the barn. We'll announce when you need to come back for champion. With that, I'll hand it to Ethan here for his reasons.
Just one spring calf in the any other breed class, a calf that we admire her angularity, her openness in the rib, sweep and openness to the rib, cleanness and refinement about the hips, pins, and thurls. If I was going to change her out, I'll just take a little bit of set away from the hock, but for a calf that was born here the end of April is extremely well grown and a great representative in our any other breeds. Congratulations to our exhibitor.
Menominee FFA. But then I just have to enter them into the system.
Okay, coming in the ring, we're going to move up an age group now. These are what are called winter calves. So they were born, the cutoff date, they have to be born after December 1st. That's why they're called winter calves. So they're an age group higher than the last group that we just judged. So this is, I believe, our registered Holstein winter calf class coming in the ring. On deck will be grades, and we'll just keep moving through the different breeds. So after winter calves, next in age come fall calves. And if the classes are this small, with only one or two animals, I would say go ahead if you've got a fall heifer, a fall calf. Probably bring those over to the ring. It's probably not going to take us very long to get through the winter animals here. So Holstein registered winter calf in the ring. Last class that was just completed was any other breed spring calf, and the winner of that class was Iris Eckert from Menominee FFA. So congratulations to Iris.
Watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. Thank you to our sponsors, including Numbers R Us, Common Sense Bookkeeping, and more. Visit them online at numbersrus.com. Pierce Pep and Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner. Shannon Crop Services, your local PIP seeds dealer and crop insurance advisor. Menominee and 24/7 and West Wisconsin Telecom, building smart fiber optic communities from the ground up. Find out more, visit wwt.coop. And Provisions Health of Durand, changing the way you experience healthcare. Visit provisions.health for more information. Please thank all of our sponsors. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to do today's dairy show and tomorrow's swine and beef shows from the Dunn County Fair on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDM. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell for future notifications of upcoming events. We have This is show 1 of 12 that we'll be doing over the next 3 weeks from the Dunn, Buffalo, and Pepin County Fair, or Pierce County Fairs, rather.
Just one calf here in our registered winter calf class, but a calf that we absolutely love, the depth, sweep, and openness to rib. Calf that's extremely deep in both the fore and rear rib and has great overall circumference to her barrel. To accompany this calf that's extremely stretchy from end to end, extremely hard over her top line, I mentioned to this exhibitor if we were going to change her up, I'll just make her a little bit more refined down through the hock, a little flatter bone, maybe give her a little bit more width through that front end. But I'll have her that spells dairy strength and that we absolutely admire her angularity. Nice job to our exhibitor.
Okay, I'll do a little commenting on that animal, by the way. That was winter registered Holstein. That was a really nice heifer. That's Annika Niska of Little Elk Creek, who had the first place animal. And if you're familiar, Jim Powers and myself have coached Dunn County dairy judging for quite a number of years. And so if you're sitting here today and haven't seen a dairy show before, you might be wondering what the judge is looking for. And here's a good example now. The last class was pretty easy because there's only one animal in it, so obviously that one wins. But now we've got a class out here that's got quite a few animals in it. So what Judge Dado is looking for, that last heifer was a really good example of that. That animal had really deep, what we call deep and open rib. When we teach dairy judging, we always tell our young people that dairy animals, unlike beef or pigs or meat animals, we don't want them to be too skinny, but we don't want them to be overly fat either. So there is what is called dairy character, and that's a pretty important thing when we judge these animals. We don't want dairy animals necessarily to be putting weight on their back. They need to stay healthy, they need to have strength, but they also need to have kind of what we call depth and openness of rib. So as you look at these animals, dairy character is just a term that we use to describe how dairy animals should look. They should not be overly conditioned, as we call it. The other thing that Ethan looks for, he's going to look very hard at the animal's rear legs, especially on heifers. We want them to have a nice, what we call flex to the hock. We don't want their rear legs to be too straight. We don't want them to have too much set. We also want them to track straight from behind. Then the other thing he's going to be looking at is just how the heifer in general is put together. And that means how she blends across her body from shoulder to barrel, levelness of her rump, width of pins, some things like that. But it all has to do with functionality of these animals, and we don't just pick these kind of animals out because they look pretty. We also want them to lead long, productive lives, and by having like good legs, openness of rib, things like that, they're going to be good producing animals, hopefully through their lifetime. So that is kind of what Ethan is looking at, and as you watch him pull in these animals, kind of keep that in mind. Listen to his reasons, hear what he has to say, and hopefully you can kind of follow along with the logic of how he places these animals.
Just so the beef people coming in later don't get mad at you.
Is your beef show this evening?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I guess. I'm going to think right now. I just helped Jim.
Okay.
I helped them with dairy judging for years.
Yes, they do dairy cattle, dairy goats, sheep today, beef and pigs tomorrow.
Okay. I stayed at the Steyer household last night.
Oh, really?
They told me quite a bit about it.
Do you know Ben?
Yes, we were state officers. Together.
Oh, sure. Okay. We grew
His
up.
first year.
Yeah, sure. We grew up just like a half mile down the road, so we like know them very well. My brother
Yes.
works for them.
Oh, okay.
If you are watching the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show today from the Dunn County Fair. I'm Brian Winnikins from Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Thank you for joining us today. We'll have the swine show and beef shows tomorrow. Also, if you're looking for music, your classic country favorites from the 60s through the 2000s, visit our internet-only channel that we also have at ruralrootcountry.com. That's ruralrootcountry.com. Now on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock in the morning, we have a show called Off the Cuff with myself and farm broadcasters Susan Littlefield and Sabrina Helverson. And this Saturday and Sunday morning, we are going to be talking with Dr. Antonine Bravatka. She is from Ukraine. And her 9-year-old son and 15-year-old daughter escaped Ukraine in March. She managed to make her way to the United States and is now at Kansas State University. But we're going to talk with Dr. Bravatka about how her and her children managed to escape Ukraine and the situation there, and what it's been like for them here in the States. And also, she's been able to still keep in contact with farmers and even her husband sometimes in Ukraine, and we're going to talk with her a little bit about that. You can listen to that Saturday and Sunday morning, 9 o'clock at ruralrootcountry.com. That's ruralrootcountry.com. Check that out. Again, if you like your country hits from the 60s through the 2000s, along with some other rural lifestyle programs, you can visit our website again at ruralrootcountry.com. That's our internet channel from WRDN.
That's a Missouri Valley breeding.
So now we have a class that, you know, as we look them over here, it'll be interesting to hear Ethan's reasons for this class, because now we've got 7 animals out here. So listen to him listen to his reasons as he talks about them as they leave the ring. But one thing I do want to say, I always like all county fairs. I help at St. Croix County. I'm originally from New Richmond, and that's where I live right now. And how I ended up down here in Menominee is I used to work for Bremer Bank starting in, I believe, 1995. So Jim and I started coaching the Dunn County dairy judging team together that very first year. So I've kind of hung with it since then. But I do absolutely love the dairy project, and I love the county fairs. We try to get as many people involved in dairy judging as we can. But just the idea of having an animal, training it to lead, evaluating it to see how it'll show, that's all really important for these young people. And Jim and I have seen year after year that the people who go through the, county fair, dairy judging, that type of thing, have, regardless of what they end up doing for a living, it's a really good learning experience. So super happy to be here today. Beautiful day, by the way. I can't imagine how we could have gotten a better day at the end of July here. A nice cool day to be able to show our animals, and that's really good. So appreciate everybody coming out. It's a lot of fun. And listen to Judge Dato's reasons as he talks about these calves as they leave, because there are differences in these animals, and he's sorting through them here right now. another thing we appreciate is Ethan is, now that he's got the class placed, he's talking to each of these individuals, and not only will he give the reasons to us as they come out of the ring, but he's talking to each of the exhibitors here and really explaining to them why they placed where they did and maybe what they should look for in picking out an animal for the show. So we appreciate Ethan doing that. It should be a learning experience for all of the people who come here and show their animals.
Class that took me a little bit to sort through, but when it came down to it, it's really these two extremely stylish calves coming out in first and second. First placing over second, a calf that when we get her into line just stays extremely solid through that front end, is extremely full in the crops, tight at that point of shoulder, and blends well throughout. To complement this, has great spring of rib as well as depth to both fore and rear rib. Second over third, just a calf that blends smoother from neck to shoulder and shoulder to barrel, just being fuller in the crops and is tighter at the point of elbow. Calves here in third and fourth, calves that we love their stretch from end to end. Extremely long and lean in the neck, extremely lengthy in the midsection of their body. And then as we get down here towards the end of the class, just calves that we'd like to see a little bit more angular, just have a little bit more flex to their hock. And calves we just like to straighten up through the hind legs a little bit as well. But overall, very nice class of winter Holstein calves. But that's weird for a winter. That's what my nephew used to say. That's weird for a winter.
Yeah.
Okay, the class that was just completed, that was our winter grade Holsteins. And then on deck, we should have all fall calves on deck, starting with registered Holsteins. In the ring right now, we have one other winter calf. This is any other breed, and I'm going to ask our exhibitor, but to me it looks like we might have an Ayrshire out there. So anyway, I'll double check with our exhibitors and find out what we've got. But this is a winter calf. On deck should be our fall Holstein registered heifers, and then we're going to work our way right up in age. These classes are going to move on pretty quickly, so after the fall calves are done, we're going to move right into our yearlings. So this is going to move along fairly quick. I'll try to keep you posted as to what to have out here. But this is our winter, any other breed on deck, registered Holstein fall heifers. Okay, and again, I'll talk to our, is that a red and white, actually? Red and white animal or an Ayrshire that you've got there? Okay, no problem. We'll let Judge Dadu talk about this animal.
She said red and white browns. All right, just one calf here in our winter class, winter calves, any other breed. A calf that we love, her hardness over the top line, extremely full in the chine and loin. Also a calf that blends super well in the front end. A heifer that is great depth, especially in the forerib. Like I told this young exhibitor, if I were going to change her up anywhere, just take a little set away from the hock, give her a little bit more flex to the hock to help her walk around the ring a little bit more smoothly. But overall, congratulations to our exhibitor.
It's just like very high quality.
Congratulations there goes to Iris Eckert, and Iris is showing for Menominee FFA, and that was our first place winter any other breed. Coming in the ring right now, we should have our registered Holstein fall calves. The birth date of these animals, the cutoff date, they can't be any older than September 1st, so they are approximately 9 months old right now. So I'm going to get off the mic, and maybe these animals will behave themselves a little bit better.
You're watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. Thank you to our Dairy Show and Fair Show sponsors, including Alcivia Co-op, a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois. Visit alcivia.com. SFB Security Financial Bank. Visit sfbank.com. Security Financial Bank, Durand, River Falls, Eau Claire, Ladysmith, Bloomer, and Black River Falls. Sundstrom and Company, they're your local tax experts in Durand. And to your tax planning now, you can start planning for that. Give them a call at 672-4425 to schedule your appointment. Prime Realty of Durand, they are the area's #1 home seller. Visit their website at primerealitymidwest.com. Also, Adams Super Service, your Napa Gold Car Care Center, downtown Durand, offering shuttle service and loaner vehicles while they fix your vehicle. N-Tech, your premier communications and entertainment provider, Durand, and Dunn Energy, your Touchstone energy partner. Please thank all of our sponsors. They make our coverage of the Dunn County Dairy Show possible on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell for future notifications of upcoming events.
I have talked about dairy judging, but this would be, we do compete for dairy judging in our area. I know Polk County, Dunn County, St. Croix County, Barron County, Pierce County, Polk all have real good local dairy judging teams. But this would be an example. When we go to the dairy judging contest in June, the district contest, each class that the kids judge will have 4 animals in it. And they have to decide what order they're going to put those 4 animals in. So this is pretty typical because we've got 4 out here right now. So when we do our judging, this is what our kids will do. They'll all be identified, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they got to place them in order. And that'll be verified by the official judge. And then on cow classes, our judges also have to give reasons, similar to what Ethan is doing when he calls these animals in here and lines them up. He always tells us why he placed them like they did, or why he placed them like he did. And that's what the senior judges have to do. They have to take notes on a class and then stand in front of a judge and give oral reasons. So this would be pretty typical of what you'd see at a judging contest, because there's 4 animals out here, and we'll see what Ethan has to say as he gives his reasons in placing these 4 animals.
As Scott was mentioning, this could definitely be a class of in a dairy judging contest and a class that really messes with 4-H judgers. But when we break them down, really going to go with these two angular heifers to sort themselves the way to the top. First over second, a heifer, we just admire her stretch from end to end, extremely long in the neck, has great length in the midsection of the body, and extremely long from hips to pins. In addition to this, just more depth to both fore and rear rib, and more overall angularity throughout. I would grant that the second place calf just has much more spring of rib and has is less high in the pins than is our first place calf. Second over third, just going to go on that angularity. Calf, we admire her strength and angularity to her neck, more prominent down the top line and more refined about the hips, pins, and throws. Calf that also just has a slight more flex to the hock and parades around the ring more comfortably on her hind legs. Third over fourth, calf that's a little bit straighter and stronger over the top line, harder in the loin, and more level from hips to pins, noting high pins on fore. Get 3 and 4 up a little higher today. Just need to see them a little bit more angular to compete with the top two. Great class of fall Holstein calves. That's the class I'd make your.
Go in reverse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but you got. Okay, in the ring right now we have fall grade Holsteins, and again, this is a bigger class. As we get up into our yearlings, you're going to see our class sizes go down, but for fall, these are animals that were born in September, most of them. Cutoff date is September 1st. They've got to be that or younger. And typically, the judge will ask each of these exhibitors the birth date of their animals. There might be some out here that are maybe born a month later than the other ones, so the judge wants to know that just to, judge how growthy or how big they are in relation to when they were born. So this is going to be one of our biggest classes. This is fall grade Holsteins. Our last class was fall registered Holsteins. And quickly it was Tyler Quilling first, Case Quilling second, both from Little Elk Creek.
Double-digit losses in the milk markets from the Dunn County Fair. I'm Brian Lumpkin to the Checkers Markets and WRDN. Market prices courtesy of our chart. August Milltown 15 to 2052, September 17 to 2015, October down 24 to 2050, November milk steady at 2090. Meanwhile, in the cattle markets, live and feeder cattle markets continue to move mostly lower. Strength in the grain markets continues to pressure the cattle markets today. Hog markets are moving mostly higher once again.
Just to give our exhibitors a heads up, we do have, I think we have a brown Swiss and a Jersey of this fall age group, and then we'll be moving into our yearlings, and that'll start with summer yearlings. So summer yearling Holsteins, and I guess any other breeds, but summer yearlings on deck. Once we get this class placed, we've got a couple of individual animals. That shouldn't take us very long. So summer yearlings on deck, that's our next age group.
Wheat markets moving with triple-digit gains as well in some of the contracts due to continued concerns over the agreement between Russia and Ukraine and the ability of Ukraine to export grain on the Black Sea. September corn now up 10 3/4 to 6.11. August the beans up 10 1/4 to 15.89. Chicago wheat September now up 13 1/2 to 8.03 3/4. Minneapolis wheat now up 9 1/4 to 9.19 1/4 from the Dunn County Fair. I'm Brian Lumpkins.
these young people are doing a nice job showing out here. I know we've got some younger people, and these animals, you train them as best you can in the farmyard, but coming out into the ring, that's a whole different story. So one piece of advice I'd give to young people, if you're going to bring a heifer to the fair, try to bring her over to the show ring, at some point during the fair, and have them go around the ring real slowly, just so they can kind of get used to it, because they're sort of frisky right now, and they think, well, I'm going to just go out here and maybe not behave myself, and then they're going to put me back in my stall, and that's that. But if you come to a fair and you're showing an animal, it's a real good idea to bring them out into the ring itself and get them used to it and make them walk real slowly around while you're at the fair. That never hurts, just to get them familiar with their surroundings. But a lot of these young people are doing a really good job, because you'd never know, you could have the best trained animal in the world, and if she is in not a good mood, or maybe she's even in heat or something that day, it doesn't always work out. But I'm watching these young people. If an animal kind of decides to get frisky, just kind of turn them in a circle, get them straightened out, and then hopefully they'll calm down a little bit once you've taken them around the ring. But all these young people really do a nice job of showing these animals.
You're watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN Radio. Thank you to our sponsors, including Synergy Co-op, your local LS tractor dealer. Visit synergy.com for more information. Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture in rural communities. Visit compeer.com for more information. And Bluff Country Feed and Seed, your Dairyland seed dealer and featuring feed for your livestock, Mondovi. Visit bluffcountryfs.com for more information. Please thank all of our sponsors as they do make our coverage today possible here on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. And we encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell for future notifications of upcoming events, including the swine show and beef shows tomorrow.
A class from the outside of the ring, you might be questioning what I'm doing a little bit, but a class that we really have to be critical and break down these feet and legs, especially rear feet and legs, to determine how we're going to place it. And with that, the calf that wins the class is, easily does so with her rear feet and legs. Calf that we absolutely admire. The set to her hock, how straightforward she is in those rear legs, and how flat boned she is through the hind leg. To complement this, a calf we love her femininity about the head and neck, and just overall straightness of lines and style and balance to the calf. First over second, going off those feet and legs, just more straightforward in the rear legs when viewed from behind, and slightly less set to the hock. Second over third, calf that's just touch taller at the point of withers, a little bit longer from end to end, and just more angular throughout. In our third placing, the red calf goes over our black calf here in fourth. Just a calf that's just stretchier about the head and neck, more feminine and refined about that neck, throat, and brisket, more prominent down the top line than our calf here in fourth. Two very similar calves here in fourth and fifth. Just a calf that's a little bit thinner through the thigh, a little bit more incurving in the thigh. Calf that is more refined about the brisket area. As we get here to the bottom of class, just calves that don't have the depths and spring to the rib to compete with the calves placed above them. Overall, nice job to our fall calf grade exhibitors.
This is the same age. This is a Jersey that's out in the ring right now. These are fall animals, and I think we have one any other breed, and then we're going to be moving into our summer yearlings. So summer yearlings on deck. We've got one Jersey out here in the ring, and I believe we have a brown Swiss, I've been informed, outside. The last class was fall grade Holsteins, so first and second in that class. In the fall grade Holsteins, Reagan Preisel of Missouri Valley 4-H, and Lexi Schlew from Connorsville Comet was second place. So congratulations to those two exhibitors.
Just one calf in our Jersey Fall calf class, a calf that we absolutely admire, her rear feet and legs, calf that has extreme refinement to the hock bone and great flex and set to the hock as well. Additionally, love the stretch on this Jersey calf from end to end. Like I told this young exhibitor, if we were going to change her up, just trim her up through the neck, throat, and brisket, especially, and also over that withers. Just make her a little bit more refined and angular at that point of withers. But overall, super job to our Jersey Fall calf exhibitor.
That Jersey Fall heifer, that was Janessa Harslip from Rock Falls Rockets 4-H, and actually we've got a couple of brown Swiss in the ring right now. These are also fall heifers. Again, the cutoff for birth dates on these is September 1st, so a couple of nice brown Swiss in the ring right now. stubborn one. I had mentioned the different breeds here. We've got brown Swiss out here now. We've seen Jerseys. We've seen some red and white Holsteins. And there's also just straight what we call red and white animals. That can be maybe Holsteins, Ayrshires, whatever. But we've got a good example of some brown Swiss animals out here in the ring right now. And brown Swiss originated in Switzerland. It was pretty mountainous where they're from. So brown Swiss are noted for being kind of rugged animals. They usually have real good legs. And they can also be a little stubborn once in a while too. Not picking on the brown Swiss, but they can be a little bull-headed, as we say occasionally. But generally got really good legs on them and very rugged individuals. So we'll let Ethan tell us about these Swiss that we have.
Two super nice brown Swiss in our fall calf class, but first place just simply overpowers second place calf. Calf that we absolutely admire her strength through the front end. She carries this width back to more boldly sprung rib cage and all the way back to an extremely wide set of hips, pins, and thurls. To complement this, great depth to the both the fore and rear rib, and also, like Scott said, absolutely love the rear set of feet and legs on this calf. Taking nothing away from our calf in second, a calf that we absolutely love her angularity and style throughout, especially her refinement to the neck and prominence over the hips, pins, and thurls. Just not the size and scale of our first place calf. Great job to our brown Swiss exhibitors.
That was a nice example of a couple of, those are both registered brown Swiss heifers. And brown Swiss are actually a very nice breed. A lot of times they actually get crossed with Holsteins, and that makes a pretty nice cross. So congratulations with those two nice brown Swiss fall heifers. That was Brian Steyer of Willing Workers 4-H in first place, and then Kylie Schlew, and that was Boyceville FFA, was in second place. So in the ring right now, we're moving up to our yearling age. So these are summer yearlings. And these should be our Holstein registered summer yearlings. These are actually grades, so we did not have any registered summer yearlings. The class sizes are going to get smaller from now on out. Yearlings are basically these animals. I think the summer cutoff date, don't quote me on this, but I think it's July 1st. Is that correct, Jim? June 1st through the end of August. So basically these animals are about 1 year old, and that's why we've moved up, and they're born in the summertime, so they are summer yearlings. So these are probably getting close to breeding age right now. So anyway, these animals then will, most Holsteins, dairy cows, have their first calf at about 2 years old, and it's like a 9-month gestation. So these animals are probably getting to be right about breeding age right now, so that they'll have their first baby approximately when they turn 2 years old. So class sizes are going to get smaller from now on as we get into the yearlings. So let's keep bringing our yearlings over here. We'll move up through our ages. I believe it goes summer, then fall, then winter, whatever, yearlings. I'll get my ages correct here, but won't take us very long. Then we're going to be bringing our first and second place animals back to choose our junior champion. And as we do that, I'll announce what animals we need back when to compete for junior champion. But I'm guessing that the pace is going to pick up right now just due to the class sizes are going to get smaller.
Coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show brought to you in part by O'Galley Cheese Factory. Visit O'Galley Cheese for all of your snacking needs, featuring cheese, locally made beef sticks, sausage, and more. 7 days a week they're open. Highway 25, Durant.
Two extremely powerful heifers here in our summer yearling class. First over second, just a calf that slightly more angular throughout, especially more trim up through the neck, throat, and brisket, more refined over the hips and especially the pins. Furthermore, just a little bit more set to the hock as she parades around the ring, and a little bit more flex to the hock as well. Taking nothing away from this second heifer, a heifer that we absolutely love, her strength through that front end and carries that width all the way back through a wide set of hips, pins, and thoroughs. 2 super heifers in our summer yearling class.
Also, thank you to Numbers R Us, Common Sense Bookkeeping, and more. They're a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor and Daily Money Manager. Visit them online at numbersrus.com. Also, Pierce Pepin Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner. Please thank all of our sponsors for supporting our live stream on our YouTube channel.
Class that was just completed, that was summer yearling grade Holsteins. Congratulations goes to Caden Homestead, Little Elk Creek 4-H in first place, and second place was Elizabeth Weinzerl in Missouri Valley 4-H. In the ring right now, from what I understand, we do have a, this is, if we were given reasons in a class, this is what would be considered a broken colored jersey. So it's got, meaning it's got some white in it, but this is a Jersey summer yearling that we have out in the ring right now. And we're going to be moving our way up through all of the yearling classes. Not going to take very long, so I would suggest if you have a yearling to show, have those animals over by the door here. We're going to be probably picking up the pace quite a bit here. So it goes summer yearlings, and then I believe spring yearlings. And anyway, yearlings, winter yearlings, and then we just move our way up through the ages.
Just one heifer here in the Jersey summer yearling class. A heifer we absolutely love how well she blends through the front end. A heifer that's extremely tight at the point of shoulder, full into the crops, and snug at the point of elbow. Also a heifer that's extremely long, especially in that midsection of the body. If I were going to change her up, just make her a little more angular throughout and take a little bit of set away from those hind legs. But overall, a nice calf here in our summer yearling Jersey class.
Thank you to Shannon Crop Services, your local PIP seeds dealer and crop insurance advisor, Menominee, another one of our sponsors, 24/7 and West Wisconsin Telecom, building smart fiber optic communities from the ground up. Find out more, visit wwt.coop. And Provisions Health of Durand, changing the way you experience healthcare. Visit provisions.health for more information. Please thank all of our sponsors. They make our broadcasts and our live streams possible from the Dunn County Fair. Also, we'll be doing shows from the Buffalo Pepin County Fair and Pierce County Fair here coming up over the next 3 weeks.
And one thing I'm going to mention is that in some of these colored breed classes, we may not have more than one. In that case, that last class, that was Rylan Yoder from Willing Workers, who had our summer yearling grade jersey. We don't have any other grade jerseys here, so that one, because she is the only grade jersey, will also be receiving a champion ribbon for Rylan. So we just sent out somebody to track Rylan down, but because that's the only one, and that was Jackie who's going to check up on her. But Rylan was the only grade jersey younger animal, so that one is also going to be junior champion of the grade jersey show. Out in the ring right now we have another summer yearling, and that is a brown Swiss, and I'm assuming that's a registered brown Swiss. And then we'll be moving up into our next age category for our yearlings. That'd be spring yearlings is our next age group as we come up. Again, going through registered Holsteins, grades, colored breeds. We'll be just cruising right through these yearling classes because there might be only one or two in each class.
Just one brown Swiss here in our summer yearling class. A heifer that we love how powerful she is. Extremely wide through that front end, carries that back to an extremely wide set of hips, pins, and thorough. Also a heifer we love the set to her hock and flex to the hock as she parades around the ring. If I was going to change her up, just give her a little bit more depth, especially to the forerib, and give her a little bit more incurving of the thigh, make her a little bit more angular throughout. Nice job to our brown Swiss summer yearling exhibitor.
Thank you, Ethan. That was a brown Swiss yearling. summer yearling, and that was shown by Abby Schlew of Connorsville Commons 4-H. I don't believe we had, I think we moved up into our spring yearlings, and it looks like we have a Jersey out in the ring right now. I'll double check on that, but I don't believe we had any Holstein spring yearlings, so we're moving right into our colored breeds. Pretty soon here, I'm going to announce, if you had and I'm going to announce it right now as a matter of fact, if you had a first or second place animal, we're going to bring you back to compete for champion. So for right now, I'll go through the list of names here in just a second, but we're going to follow the same order that we did. We'll bring our first and second place registered Holsteins back to compete for junior champion, followed by our grade first and second place Holsteins, and then we'll move through our any other breed. But if you had a first or second place animal today, I would say get those animals ready. I'll be announcing names of individuals here pretty soon. We're going to line them up first and second place, and we're going to pick what we call the best of the best to pick our junior champions. And then we'll move after that into our cows. So with that, I'll turn the microphone over to Ethan, and he can talk about this animal.
Just one Jersey spring yearling, but definitely a heifer that could stand some more competition. Heifer, we love how strong she is over the top line, how well she blends to the front end, especially up in that crop area. Also a heifer that we love her depth and spring of both fore and rear rib. If I was going to change her up anywhere, just take a little bit of set away from the hock, maybe make her a little bit longer in the neck, but overall a super heifer in our spring Jersey class.
Okay, that last class was registered spring Jersey class, spring yearling Jersey. That was Janessa Harslip of the Rock Falls Rockets. We do have grade Holstein winter yearlings in the ring, and I am going to go through right now because we don't have many animals out there. I'm going to go through all first and second place registered Holsteins. We want you to bring your first and second place animals back to compete for junior champions. So let me go through the registered Holstein first and second place winners. Bring those over to the door here to compete for junior champion. So we had a spring calf. First place was Brian Steyer. So we'll need that animal back. Winter registered Holsteins was Annika Niska was in first place in that registered Holstein class. And then we're going to move into the falls. And I believe fall registered Holstein was Tyler and Case Quilling were first and second. And then we move into, that is it, I guess, for the registered animals. The rest are grades. So we'll need those animals back for first and second place. So if you had a first or second place registered Holsteins, I just read the names, Brian Steyer, Annika Niska, and then Tyler and Case Quilling, and I believe that's all we have for registered Holsteins. And then after that, I'll announce the first and second place grade Holsteins. But basically, if you had a first or second place animal, registered or grade Holsteins, let's bring them over here, and we'll get you lined up to compete for junior champion.
Two extremely well-grown, extremely powerful winter yearlings here in our Holstein grade class. First over second, mainly going to go on her rear feet and legs. Just a heifer we admire how the set to her hock when viewed from the side, and how straightforward she is on her rear legs when viewed from behind. Give her both of those advantages over our heifer in second. Additionally, first place heifer just a little less knobby in her tail head, a little less slope from hips to pins. Taking nothing away from our second heifer, a heifer that again, we admire her capacity throughout, her strength through that front end, and stature at the point of withers and stretch from end to end. Just not quite the hind set of feet and legs that our first place heifer has. Great job to our 2 winter yearling exhibitors.
Okay, we'll have another group of yearlings coming in here. I'm not sure what we've got coming in, but I'll announce this last class was grade Holstein winter yearlings. That was just completed. There was 2 animals in the class. First place went to Olivia Brydung, and that would be Missouri Valley 4-H. And then second place in that class went to Eli Biesterveld of Rock Falls Rockets, were the 2 animals in there. And just kind of peeking behind me here, these look like fall yearlings that are coming in the ring just based on size. Are they registered or grade? These are registered fall yearlings. So we want our first and second place, and fall yearlings are the oldest of our yearlings. So we want our first and second place winners from earlier today to line up outside the door. I had given you the list of Holstein registered. That'd be Brian Steyer, Annika Niska, and then the 2 Quillings. That'd be Case and Tyler Quilling, if you could get your animals out here. And then grade animals, grade Holsteins will follow, and I'll go through the list of who had first and second with the Holstein grades. So we'll start with spring calves. First went to Garrett Biesterveld, and second went to Eli Biesterveld. So that's grade Holstein spring yearlings. We want these animals over by the side of the door here. We're going to bring you back in to compete for the junior champion. Then we'll move up to winter grade Holsteins. First place was Olivia Brydung, and second was Ryan Preisel in winter grade Holsteins. And then we move on to fall grade Holsteins. First place was Reagan Preisel. Second place was Lexi Schlew. So fall grade Holsteins, Reagan and Lexi, please bring your animals over to the door here. And then we move into, I believe it is summer yearling grade Holsteins. Pretty sure I got this right. We had Caden Homestead and Elizabeth Weinzerl, I believe, in that class. And then what other grades did we have? And then I guess we've got our, if there are any fall yearlings out here, but I think we've gotten through all of the grades. But if you had first or second place Holstein grades, please bring those over to the side of the ring here. We'll be bringing you back in for junior champion. I hope I got those right. Yeah, but I forgot.
Watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show today. Swine Show coming up tomorrow at 9. Beef Show at 1.
Super class of fall yearling Holstein purebreds from top to bottom, but a heifer that absolutely runs away with the class. Calf that you absolutely admire her style and balance throughout. Heifer that's so long and lean in her neck, throat, and brisket. Heifer that's extremely strong over the top line. Heifer that blends so smooth from neck to shoulder, shoulder to barrel, is so deep in both that fore and rear rib, and great overall capacity to her rib cage. First over second, going on strength over that top line, and flex to the hawk as she walks around the ring today. Also a heifer that just has more bloom, especially the top of her rib cage in our first place over our second. Second over third, just more heifer that's deeper in both the fore and rear rib, more overall capacity to her rib cage, and a heifer that's just much longer from nose to tail. Heifer in third, great heifer in her own right, just ran into two powerhouses above her. Great job to our fall yearling purebred Holstein exhibitors.
Okay, we have one more brown Swiss fall yearling, and when we say fall yearlings, these are animals that I would say within a few months are going to have their first baby. They're just about at 2 years old right now, so these should all be pregnant animals that are getting ready to have their first calf, and these are the oldest age group, and they're called fall yearlings. So outside on deck, we should have all our first and second place registered Holsteins, all first and second place registered Holsteins, followed by all first and second place grade Holsteins. So we're going to pick our champions of what we call our junior show, and by junior show we mean non-milking animals, all of our heifers. So any first or second place animal that has shown earlier today, we're going to line you up and bring you in according to age of your animal, starting with the registered Holsteins, then moving on to grades, and then going through all the other different breeds. But we'll get you lined up out here and hopefully get you in the ring and get you judged for junior champion.
Just one brown Swiss fall yearling. Absolutely powerful heifer, just so wide and expansive in the chest floor, carries that with back to an extremely boldly sprung rib cage and all the way back to an extremely wide set of hips, pins, and thurls. If I were going to change her up at all, just make her a little bit more angular throughout, especially through the rump structure and down through the flank. Also just give her a little bit more depth to both fore and rear rib, but overall super powerful, well-grown fall yearling. Congratulations to our exhibitor.
I'll catch you up on some results here. There was a couple of classes that I don't think I've announced the winners, but we had registered Holstein fall yearlings. That was a class with 3 animals in it. The winner of that class was Brian Steyer of Willing Workers, and second place in that class went to Tyler Quilling of Little Elk Creek. And the class that was just completed here, that was Mariah Creaser of Willing Workers, and that was a brown Swiss fall yearling. So we're going to line up our animals out here, first coming in with registered Holsteins. Now we're competing, these are all first and second place animals, so Judge Ethan Dato is going to pick out basically the best of the best, of starting first with registered Holsteins. And we're going to line them up according to age. Yeah, I think we got Brian Steyer somewhere here.
Watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County
I
Dairy
announced
Show.
the names, but just to bring you up to speed here, we had a first place registered spring calf. We had 2 winter registered Holsteins, I believe. Got to double check here. No, we had 1 registered Holstein winter calf. But these are all first and second, but we did not have every age. I think they only go up through the fall registered Holstein calves, and then we had the 1 fall yearling here. So we don't have an animal from every class, but basically we've got first place. I think first place and first place is what we've got out here, the different ages. I don't know if we did have 2 fall registered Holsteins. a first and second in that class. So if you have any questions, Ethan, just let me know. But I think we actually have one more. We did have a first and second in one class. So. And in some cases, we've got people who may not be showing their own animals. They might have had two that had won a class. So I think if I'm not mistaken, they may not actually be showing their own animal here. If they happen to have two in the class, they may have somebody actually showing an animal on their behalf. But I think we've got them all here. We've got a first place, a first and a second, and I believe another first, and then a first and a second. And these are registered Holsteins. On deck we'll have our grade Holsteins, and then just to give you an idea, I'm going to just announce the names here. Let's just have these animals out here. Okay, I'm going to go through the list of colored breeds here, and I think other than that one Jersey that we already had junior grand champ, that was a summer yearling, and I think it was a grade, but I think we've got competition for the rest of the classes, so like brown Swiss, Jerseys, any other breeds, all of those first and second place animals. If you could have them out here, we'll get you all lined up and get you in the right order. But if you had a first or second place colored breed animal, bring those outside the door here. We'll get you brought in the proper order. And then I think once we're finished with that, we're going to move right into our cow classes. And then at the end of the day, we'll do our showmanship classes. But we're going to just keep cruising through. I haven't checked the time. We're at about 10:30 right now, so maybe we can get the placings done, certainly I would think before lunch, and see how far we get into showmanship as well. We're going to go right into showmanship before lunch. I'll announce the age groups, but we'll kind of play it by ear then. Maybe we can get done with everything by lunchtime. But right now we need to pick our junior champions. This is the best of the best. Okay, so these are all first and second place animals. So for Judge Dado, now he's got to think back and these are all animals that have placed very highly in their class, and he's going to name junior champion of this group that's out here right now.
You're watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN. Thanks for joining us. Reminder, you can always listen to WRDN online at realcountry1430.com. That's realcountry1430.com. Via your smartphone, you can use the TuneIn app or the Live 365 app. Also, you can listen to us via Alexa as well. Throughout the day, we have 7 hours of farm and agricultural programming on WRDN. We kick it off in the morning from 5 to 7 with the WRDN Morning Farm Report. We have hourly market updates from 9 until noon. Then we have the noon show after our noon news, and then from 1 until 3, it's Agri Talk with Chip Flory, and from 3 until 4, it is America on Agriculture as well with Mike Pearson. Susan Littlefield has our Final Bell reports weekday afternoons at about 4:20.
As we get into the junior championship round, how we'll do this is for each of the breeds, we'll bring them in, line them up head to tail so we can all see them in the stands. After they're lined up, I'll quickly evaluate them. And then in order, I'll shake the hand of the junior champion, followed by reserve, and then the honorable mention. When I do so, please give these young exhibitors a tremendous round of applause for the work that they've put in.
So again, you can listen for farm news and markets again throughout the entire day on WRDN at realcountry1430.com.
He's evaluated these animals. He's going to go out and shake the hand of the exhibitor that has what he considers the junior champion. And there we have it. Looks like our fall yearling animal. And then our reserve would be our first place. I believe that is a winter calf? I think so. But anyway, congratulations. I know that is Brian Steyer with his fall yearling heifer, and that's Annika Niska. Congratulations with her reserve champion. I believe that's a fall or winter? Winter calf, thank you.
Did she get her reserve ribbon?
Junior champion has to go to this fall yearling. Again, a heifer that we absolutely love, her power, her balance, her style throughout. Heifer that's extremely long and straight line throughout. Heifer that has a tremendous set of feet and legs. Take nothing away from our December calf that we make reserve, just not the spring of rib that our fall yearling has. Our winter calf over the second prize fall yearling, just heifer that's a little bit stronger in the loin, more level in the rump structure than our red heifer here, as our honorable mention. Congratulations to all of our Holstein purebred junior exhibitors.
Anyway, Brian Steyer with the big black heifer was our junior champion Holstein, and then is it Anna Niska? I hope I got her name right. She had the white heifer, was reserved. So we're going to do the same thing. These are grade Holsteins that are coming in. Those are registered. We're going to pick the best of the best here. I believe that Carly is getting them lined up outside. Again, first and second place colored breed animals. Please bring your animals back. I think the only animal that we don't need back from colored breeds was one of them that we had already given a grand champion ribbon to, and I think that was Jersey Grades. But other than that, we do have some competition. So if you had a first or second place colored breed, with the exception of the Jersey that already was named champion colored breed, and I've got that one. That was actually Ryland Yoder. You don't need to bring your animal back. But if you had a first or second place colored breed animal, have those outside the door. Carly will get you lined up. We'll send you in the ring in proper order. These are grade Holsteins, and I think for the most part, we probably did have a first and second in each class, starting with the two spring calves over there. I believe we've got two winters over here as well coming around, and then I'm assuming two fall calves, and then I'm not sure on these yearlings, but we've got a few more out here competing again for best of the best, and these are the grade Holsteins. So congratulations, all these young people who are out here in the ring. You've done a great job, because if you get first or second in your class, you've already done well, and hopefully you'll be fortunate enough to win a champion ribbon here. So we'll let Judge Ethan Dato pick his winner for our junior champion grade Holstein. And I got to apologize, I can't, it was Annika Niska was our reserve. I think I called her by the wrong name there, but junior champion. So we got first and second place Holsteins, grades in competing for junior champion right now. And then on deck, we're going to have all of our colored breeds. And Ryland Yoder, I said, don't bring your animal back, but actually yes, because we are going to have you bring your animal back to compete for, I guess it's called Supreme Junior Champion. That's when you compete against all the other breeds. So yes, Ryland, we are going to need your animal back to compete for Junior Grand Champion. So basically, we're down to, after these Holsteins, we're down to all of our colored breed first and second place animals. Then we're going to pick what we call the Supreme Champion. That's when like Holsteins match up against Jerseys or Brown Swiss, and we do pick a Supreme Champion out of these group of champions that we have here. So anyway, I would say that once Judge Dato makes his decision here on these Holsteins, we'll move fairly quickly through the colored breeds, and then I would say if you have milking cows here, start getting those animals ready. We're going to move right into the milking cow division once we pick our junior champions here of our colored breed show. Now in the last class, because we had enough room for them all, Judge Dato just lined them up head to tail and then picked out his champion reserve. We have a few more out here right now, so what he's doing is he's picking out what he considers the top individuals and pulling them out of line, posing them in front of you. I don't know if he's going to pick out 3 or 4 animals, but basically he's narrowing down his choices to the animals that he's pulling out in line here.
I pulled out 3 heifers in contention for junior champion of the grade Holstein show, taking nothing away from the heifers we have left back in the line, but 3 heifers that are built the way I like them. Heifers that have great set of feet and legs, heifers that blend smoothly throughout, heifers that have great depth to both fore and rear rib and great style and balance to match. So once again, I'll go out and select my junior champion, followed by reserve and honorable mention in that order. For junior champion, she is not the biggest, but she is definitely the best. A heifer that we absolutely love, her straightness of lines, her angularity, her trimness throughout. Heifer that has great depth to both fore and rear rib. Our winter calf over the fall calf, just a little bit more angular about the hips, pins, and thorough, a little bit more incurving of the thigh, and slightly less set to the hock when viewed from the side. Our fall calf here over the winter yearling for reserve, just a heifer that's a little bit more angular throughout, a little bit more open and more sweep to the rib. The winter yearling absolutely loved the power and dairy strength this heifer possesses. Congratulations to all of our grade Holstein exhibitors.
Okay, for our junior champion Holstein grades, first of all, I'm going to congratulate, it's a Missouri Valley 4-H sweep here. We've got Olivia Brydung, who was our champion grade Holstein, and then also reserve went to Reagan Preisel, also Missouri Valley, and then that was Chloe Oth, also for honorable mention. So congratulations to those young ladies. Nice job showing. We're going to bring our colored breeds in, pick our champions. I'm trusting that Carly will send them in the proper order. I'll try to keep you up to speed on what's coming in here. And then we're going to bring our animals. I told Olivia to keep her animal close by here because she'll be bringing, I believe, that one in. And also all our junior champion animals are going to come back in the ring and compete for our overall Supreme Champion junior animal. So looks like we've got jerseys coming in the ring right now, and I believe these are registered jerseys. And we have two animals that are competing. These were both, I'm assuming, first place animals in their class today, so we're going to pick our champion jersey. And then again, as they come in the ring, I'll kind of announce to you the what's what as they come in the ring. So we've got a couple registered jerseys here competing for junior champion. We'll go through all our colored breeds, and then we're going to take all of our champion animals of our junior, all different breeds, and compete them against each other for Supreme Junior Champion overall. In the class right now, we've got a fall calf and I believe a spring yearling, and these are both first place animals from their classes earlier today. So I will have Judge Dado explain which one he's going to make champion.
Let's give our Jersey purebred exhibitors a nice round of applause. For me, this one's pretty obvious. We're going to go ahead and make our spring yearling the junior champion. After that, we absolutely love her straightness of line, so much stronger in the loin, so much deeper, especially in the four ribbon blends, overall more smooth through the front end. Go ahead and give reserve to our summer yearling. Fall calf here, a calf that in her own right, we do admire her spring of rib, just not the straightness of lines that our spring yearling has. Congratulations to our Jersey exhibitors.
Okay, that just left the ring, those were registered jerseys, and congratulations. Actually, they were shown by the same exhibitor. That was Janessa Harshlip. She did have Eli Biesterveld leading one of her animals. So Jenna had both the champion and reserve champion. That was her spring yearling heifer, and then the fall calf. On the ring right now, I believe these are registered brown Swiss, if I'm not mistaken. And again, we're competing for champion right now with these registered brown Swiss. And then we're going to bring all of our champions back and pick a Supreme Junior Champion. Then we'll be moving into our cow show. So 4 nice brown Swiss animals here. I thought a really nice brown Swiss show today with these registered animals that we've got out in the ring right now. So we'll see what Judge Dado has to say about these 4 animals and which one is going to be our junior champion. We do not have any brown Swiss cows that'll be showing this afternoon, so these are our only registered Swiss animals out here. So not only will they be junior champion, but since there are no cows to compete against, whoever wins this will also be considered our grand champion brown Swiss animal for today.
Watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show. Thank you to our show sponsors for our live video stream broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Alcivia Co-op, a leading member-owned agriculture fuel cooperative serving Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois. Visit alcivia.com. SFB Security Financial Bank, where electronic banking is easy. Visit sfbank.com. Security Financial Bank, Durand, River Falls, Eau Claire, Ladysmith, Bloomer, and Black River Falls. And Sundstrom and Company. Call them now for end-of-year tax planning, 672-4425.
We'll do the
Sundstrom
same
and Company.
process with our Brown Swiss, but let's go ahead and give our Brown Swiss exhibitors another round of applause for an excellent show today. For Junior Champ, we're going to go with the first prize, fall calf, calf that just is absolutely powerful throughout, extremely deep in both the fore and rear rib, extremely wide through that front end and carries that width all the way back. Extreme style, throughout. For reserve, it gets a little closer for me between the second prize fall calf and the summer yearling. Just a calf, we're going to go a little bit more deeper in both the fore and rear rib, a little less set to the hock when viewed from the side, and stands with her legs a little bit more squarely beneath her. Taking nothing away from our summer yearling, heifer in her own right, extremely powerfully built, extreme stretch from end to end, but just not the angularity and depth to compete with the two above her. Congratulations to our Brown Swiss exhibitors.
I'm going to say a quick congratulations. That was Brian Steyer that won with his fall calf from Willing Workers in the Brown Swiss, and that's Kylie Schlew from Boyceville FFA with the second place fall calf. And I want to also say Brian and the Schlew girls were also on the Dunn County Dairy Judging team that competed here recently at district contests. So congratulations, the Schlews. We had a bunch of Schlew kids. We had a couple Quillings, and we had Brian Steyer. Brian actually placed high enough at the district contest that he will be going to Fond du Lac to compete as an individual at the state judging contest. So congratulations to our Dunn County dairy judges. They were well represented in that Brown Swiss class. So I believe we have any other breed in the ring right now. Is that correct? Any other breed? We're picking our junior champion. Then we're going to bring all of our junior champions back, registered Holstein, grade Holstein, et cetera, and pick our supreme champion. So I've told most of everybody who had won previously, but all of these champions that we picked, we're going to need them back out in the ring to compete against the other breeds to get the supreme champion, and then we'll move right into our cows once we pick our junior supreme champion. So we're going to need all of our champions back, for each of the individual breeds. We're going to put them out in the ring here, and we're going to pick our supreme champion, and then moving into cows, and I see cows already lined up outside here, so that's good news. Do you have any other breed cows? So this will be grand champion too? Just like the Brown Swiss, we do not have any other breed cows here today, so the animals that win junior champion will automatically become grand champion of any other breed. So we'll go ahead and give out that award when we pick the champion here. So I'm looking outside and I see most of our animals are back, all of our junior champion winners, but if you did win junior champion, regardless of the breed, if you got a junior champion ribbon, we're going to bring you back out here and compete for supreme champion.
Two nice calves in our any other breed show. Our spring calf, again, love the depth and angularity to her, and our winter calf that's extremely well grown, stretchy from end to end, great depth and blending throughout. For junior champion, we're going to go ahead and award it to our winter calf. Just a calf that blends slightly smoother through the front end and fuller in the crops, tighter at the point of elbow, just a little deeper in the forearm as well. For reserve, we'll go ahead and go to the spring calf. Calf in her own right, again, love the angularity, the stretch from end to end, just not quite the blending through the front end that our winter calf has in our junior champion spot. Congratulations to our any other breed exhibitors.
Now it's the trophy, yes. Now it's this is all the breeds come back, and he picks one. Yeah, exactly. This is where the heat, the water gets deep, and yeah. Do you know where
Basically
is
what
from?
they're at.
Do you know what Creasers is? Creasers? Yeah, so that's no Iris Ecker. Ecker, yeah. I think you're no, I think Cedarlands. I think Cedarlands.
The animals that were out here were both shown by Iris Eckhart, and I believe that's Cedarlings 4-H Club. Hopefully I got that right, but those are both Iris's animals. That's the any other breed junior champion. So we're bringing back all of our animals that were champions. So we've got a registered Holstein, our grade Holstein. We've got a registered Jersey. So these were all named champion earlier. Here we got a brown Swiss coming in. Iris is going to have to spin her animal around and bring it in as well. But we do have a junior champion of any other or of junior breeds, and we have and I'm looking at the names on here, but the trophy that we have sitting here is in honor of Willis Dix, and it's the Willis Dix Memorial Dairy Show Junior Champion. And I know that almost everybody in the audience probably remembers Willis. Willis was very big on showing animals here at the Dunn County Fair. Nothing better that Willis liked to do than sit and watch the dairy show. So this nice trophy was given in Willis's honors. I'm looking back, and it goes back to, I believe, 2015. And I'm looking at the names on here, and I recognize quite a few of them on that trophy. So quite an honor to have the junior supreme champion, and again, a nice trophy here for our winner. You get your name engraved on here. Yep, and here was our last animal. Thanks for bringing that in, Iris. Appreciate it. So these were all champions of their individual breeds, and Judge Dado is going to look these animals over and pick out which one he feels is what we call our supreme junior champion. We'll be moving into cows right after this. I don't have a list, but similar to the heifers, we're going to be moving our way up in age. So we're going to start out with the 2-year-old cows, 3-year-olds, et cetera, work our way up. I think we don't have a ton of cows here, so it's going to move along pretty quickly. But I'll turn the mic over to Judge Dado, and he can tell you. Oh, we're waiting on one more animal? And we got to make sure that everybody is back here and represented. So thank you and again, I want to thank our helpers today. We've got Abby here, Sins, taking care of the bookwork, and we've got Carly on the outside taking care of lining up our animals, and we really appreciate their help getting our animals back here for the champion.
Watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show, and thank you to Prime Realty of Durand, the area's #1 home seller. Visit their website at primerealtymidwest.com. Adams Super Service, your Napa Gold Car Care Center, downtown Durand. And Tech, your premier communications and entertainment provider, Durand. And Dunn Energy, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Please thank our sponsors. They make our live streams possible here on our YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the little bell for future notifications. We'll be having the swine show tomorrow at 9 o'clock, the beef show tomorrow as well, coming up at 1 o'clock, and we'll have the livestock auction Saturday at about 5 o'clock, again on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN, and also online at our website at realcountry1430.com. Just click on the video events tab as well for to be able to watch the stream that way too. If you like country music from the 60s through the 2000s, all of your country music hits, visit our internet-only channel, Rural Root Country. RuralRootCountry.com is where you can go. We have all of your country hits from the 60s through the 2000s, rural lifestyle programs with Max Armstrong, Sabrina Halverson, Susan Littlefield, and more. Plus, on Saturday, we'll have our show called Off the Cuff, Saturday at 9, and join us for that.
We do have one more animal that we're going to bring out here in the ring, and that was the animal that was actually that we had already named. She was our grand champion, I believe, grade jersey, because we didn't have any other cows. But this was also a champion from earlier today, and we want to give the opportunity for our young lady here to get this animal in the ring. That's Rylan Yoder, and she's going to pull that in line, and then Judge Dato is going to make his decision on which animal that he is going to choose as junior champion, or supreme junior champion, I should say. Cows are outside, I see, so we're up after that. So what order?
Round of applause for this morning's efforts. For selecting our supreme champion of the junior show, I'm going to waste no time in doing this. Just a heifer that ran away with it for me today. Our fall yearling here on the end is just a heifer that spells dairy strength. Just so wide through the front end, smooth as glass through that chine and tight at the point of elbow. Also a heifer so straight down the top line, get to those rear feet and legs, just parades so smoothly around the ring. Just a heifer that could excel at this level and the next level as well. Taking nothing away from the rest of our heifers today, but just the heifer that is exactly what we're looking for right now in the dairy industry. Congratulations to our exhibitor.
Congratulations to Brian Steyer. Excuse me, Brian Steyer with the Supreme Champion on the Junior Show.
Congratulations to Brian Steyer. Nice job. That's that registered Holstein fall yearling. And as they walk out of the ring here, I know you've been listening to Judge Dato's reasons and so forth, but that black heifer there is what we say is she's got a lot of style about her. She blends very, very smoothly all across her top line through her rump. She's got a real nice leg on her. Just an animal, and you'll hear Judge Dato say that they either have style or smoothness. And a lot of times how that animal is put together, you can just see that they're very, very correct. They blend very smoothly, as we say, from neck to shoulder, shoulder to barrel, out over the rump. Sure. I've got a picture here of a car. It looks like a smaller white Ford with license plate number 620RMX, and I believe their hazard lights are blinking. Is that correct? So if you've got a smaller white Ford license 620RMX, you might want to go shut your hazard lights off. You are parked somewhere here, and flip those off maybe before you lose your battery. So we are going to move into the cow show right now. We work our way up through age. I'll have to kind of, what do you got? Is this a registered Holstein we have here? I'm assuming we got a red and white registered Holstein, I believe, out in the ring. We move our way up through age. I'll double check on this one. This does look like it's probably a younger cow. I'm guessing maybe a 2-year-old. So we move our way up through ages of cows. Now the big thing here with these cows is that they have udders under them. They're giving milk. And when Judge Dato is evaluating these animals, he's going to pay a lot of attention to that udder, but otherwise same thing as he was looking at before, what we call size and scale, that dairiness, openness of rib, good legs. And as I had mentioned, that smoothness of how the body blends together too. So same deal, only we've got udders, and that is worth, I believe, 40% of the cow itself. So udders are very, very important. That's where you get the milk out of, and when we teach our dairy judges judging cattle, those udders become the most important thing. Usually if a cow is first or second in udder in the class, or has the best udder, she's probably going to place real highly in the class. But we'll listen for Judge Dato's reasons as he starts evaluating these cows here.
That's true. I am a sheep girl. We are in America's dairyland, so I understand the importance of our dairy animals. Although I haven't grown up around them, I've grown to appreciate them. But like you said, my passion is truly in the sheep industry, and that's where I come from.
And so, what was the deciding on the
I had a passion for my county fair from a young age. My parents owned
Just one cow in the Holstein 2-year-old class, a cow that, for being fresh 7-month here, love her angularity, openness and sweep to the rib. Also love her depth to both fore and rear rib. When viewed from behind, has a great height and width to her rear udder. If I was going to change her up, just lengthen her out a little bit and smooth her out in the fore udder attachment. A great cow in our 2-year-old Holstein class.
the fair? You do a lot of stuff. You'll be traveling to a lot of fairs, won't you?
Yeah, there are 74 county district and state fairs for the state of Wisconsin, and I'll make it to actually as many as I possibly can. I'll be at all 11 days for Wisconsin.
Okay, congratulations in that last class. That was Tyler Quilling. That was a registered Holstein 2-year-old cow. So Tyler was our first place blue in that class. Out in the ring right now, we have another Holstein. I believe this is a 4-year-old. This is a grade cow, I've been told, 4-year-old grade Holstein cow. Okay, just to give you an idea, these cows are going to clip along here fairly quickly. In that last class, I was informed that that was the only registered Holstein cow, so that one automatically becomes our, what we call our senior champion registered Holstein. Same thing might happen here if there's only one animal, and when I say senior, that just basically means milking cow class. But we pick our senior champions just like we did with the juniors. We pick the best of the best, but if they don't have any other competition, we're just going to automatically award them with their senior champion ribbon. To give you an idea of how the showmanship is going to go here, because our cows aren't going to take us very long, so I'm going to give you a heads up on showmanship. It's grades 3 through 6 are together, grades 3 through 6. And as soon as we finish up with the cows, we're going to move right into showmanship. So you don't need to bring your animals over here quite yet, but grades 3 through 6 will be our first showmanship up, and then grades 7 through 9, and then grades 10 and up. I'm going to talk with Jim here quick, and I do want to thank Jim Powers over here. Jim and I have coached dairy judging for quite a few years, but he is also organizer of the dairy show here, so I want to thank Jim for obviously helping put this show together, so we appreciate his help.
Just one cow here in our 4-year-old grade Holstein class, but a cow that absolutely spells milk. I say this because she has extreme bloom and capacity udder, extreme high and wide rear udder attachment, smooth blending fore udder attachment, an extremely angular cow throughout. If it's going to change her up a little bit, just make her a little bit finer through the hock, especially on that right side, and just a little bit stronger down the top line, maybe a little bit more depth to the fore rib, but extreme, phenomenal udder on this 4-year-old cow. Congratulations to our exhibitor.
Junior Showmanship contest. Yeah, do you know what the birthday cutoff is? Are they going to win the competition?
Yeah. No, he said,
single-digit losses in the milk markets from the Dunn County Fair and Brine Winnipeg on WRGN.
So with our showmanship, yeah, we're going to go with our list. You had to sign up for showmanship. I had a question, what the grade is or whatever, but it's grade 3 to 6. So hopefully all of our individuals signed up for showmanship in the proper category, but we're going to start with grades 3 through 6 showmanship. That'll be here. We've got, I think, this Jersey cow, and that's about it. So I would say grades 3 through 6 showmanship. Why don't you start bringing your animals over? It's not going to take us very long, and that way we can keep them moving. But grades 3 through 6 showmanship on deck, please, over here at the South Arena.
Just one cow here in the Jersey dry cow class. A cow we'd absolutely love to see in milk, but a cow that we love the midsection of her body. So deep, so wide, has so much bloom to her rib. Also, a cow that we admire her stretch from end to end, length from hips to pins. If we're going to change her anyway, just take a little bit of set away from the hock, shorten her up in that toe a little bit if I'm getting nitpicky. But overall, a tremendous Jersey cow in the dry cow class. Congratulations to our exhibitor.
Okay, like I say, we didn't have many cows here. You've seen them, so here we go. They're coming back in the ring. Whoops, we better catch that young guy. Looks like Jim is going to go over there, and we had one that decided to make a little quicker exit here. But anyway, we're bringing our cows back because there was only 3 cows today. Basically, all of these animals were named their senior champion of the day, etc. So we are bringing them back in, and we are going to have our cows compete for champion. And then we will move into our showmanship, and we'll give everybody an opportunity. We want the grades 3 through 6 showmen to come up to the ring over here. I think we've got 7 total entries in the 3rd through 6th grade divisions for showmanship. I know I had said the south door. I'm thinking St. Croix County Fair, but it's the west door. So showmanship people, grades 3 through 6, please bring your animals over to our west door. We'll make sure that we get everybody in the ring. But anyway, we're going to move right into showmanship after this, grades 3 through 6. Bring your animals over. And then after that, grades 7 through 9, and then grades 10 and up. Couple of quick results. These animals are out here in the ring, but I had announced Tyler Quilling is a winner of a class 4-year-old grade Holstein. That was Caleb Gilbertson of Elk Meadow 4-H, and then our registered Jersey cow out here, that's Janessa Harshlip of Rock Falls. So I'll turn the microphone over to Judge Dato, and he will let you know which cow he feels is the best of them out here.
I know our heifer exhibitors this morning put in work, but bringing a cow to the county fair is a whole new level of effort. So let's show our cow exhibitors our appreciation for putting in the work to bring these cows and make them look so great today. Each one of these was the grand champion of their respective breed. And so with that, we're selecting the Supreme Champion cow. And so with that, I'll go out, shake the hand of our Supreme Champion cow exhibitor. As I do so, please give that individual a nice round of applause for their efforts.
You're doing fine.
For Supreme Champion cow, we have to go with this 4-year-old grade cow. Like I said, cow that just spells milk. You can tell she's putting money where her mouth is and putting that milk in the tank. Cow that has tremendous rear udder attachment, smooth blending fore udder attachment, great length from end to end. Just a cow that we'd all like to take home and put in our barns. So congratulations to our exhibitor for this tremendous 4-year-old Holstein cow.
Congratulations go to Caleb Gilbertson, and that's Elk Meadow 4-H. That was his 4-year-old grade Holstein cow. So congratulations, Caleb, of Elk Meadow 4-H. And I had announced all the winners of the other classes. We are going to move right into showmanship here. I just checked my phone in my pocket. We're at about 10 after 11, so we are just going to proceed right along. We'll give you enough time to get over here, but let's get our grades 3 through 6 showmanship people over. You can check in as you come on over here. And then on deck, grades 7 through 9. So Jim is over by the door here. We'll give everybody enough time to get over here, grades 3 through 6. If you have a question, how you've signed up, we've got Carly over here. She's got the list of people who had signed up for showmanship, so we'll tick you off as you come through, check in with Carly, but we'll give everybody enough time to get over here, especially with this first class, 3rd through 6th graders. We'll make sure that everybody is here. And then 7th through 9th graders, which is our next age class, please bring your animals over to the West door. You'll be on deck for showmanship. So showmanship is a little bit different than what we just had in our classes earlier. So what Judge Dato is going to be doing right now is he's going to be evaluating the job that each of these young people do with showing their animals. So when we look at showmanship, the goal is to show the animal to its best advantage. So the showman typically needs to keep the animal's head up. Judge Dato may have these exhibitors stop their animals and pose them. He'll give them a signal to stop. And with a heifer, we want the nearest leg, or the leg closest to the judge. When we want the front feet together, but we want the rear leg closest to the judge to be behind on heifers, and then in front on cows, just the opposite way. But Judge Dato is going to, kind of put these young people, give them some instructions. There's always a saying, you got to keep one eye on your animal and one eye on the judge. So you got to make your animal look good, but you also have to be paying attention to the judge. So when the judge gives you a command, you do what the judge tells you as quickly as possible. So I think we had a total of 7 people signed up. We're going to make sure we get everybody over here, give everyone an opportunity, especially for this first class. So on deck after these 3rd through 6th graders will be 7th through 9th graders. So can you please, 7th and 9th graders, bring your animals over to the west door over here so that we have you on deck and ready to go for our next showmanship class. And thanks to all of the exhibitors today and the families and the 4-H leaders. You've done a tremendous job getting your animals over here on time, getting them lined up. That's wonderful. We're actually waiting on just one more animal. I think there was originally 7 people who were signed up for this first showmanship class. But my understanding is that actually only 5 are going to be showing in this class. So we've got our last young person on the way over here. We'll give everybody an opportunity. Judge Dato, you'll watch him. He'll probably talk to each of these show people. He'll give some commands to have them stop their animal. He'll look at them from different angles. So he's really going to be evaluating what these young people do and how they show their animals here. So this is our 3rd through 6th grade group. This is our youngest group, but they all look like they're doing a nice job showing out here. And then we'll be moving into our intermediate group. That is grades 7 through 9. So if the grades 7 through 9 show people, please bring your animals over to the west door. And then our last group of the day for showmanship will be 10th grade and older, our senior division showmanship. Just to give you again a quick introduction, this is Ethan Dado, who's helping us out in the ring today, our judge. He's done a really nice job. I've been listening to him talking to the young people as they bring their animals in the ring, explaining why he placed them as he did. So Ethan is originally from Amory, Wisconsin. He is now the Mankato High School ag teacher, and Mankato, Minnesota is a fairly big town, and it has 2 high schools in it, and I know there's a large farm area around Mankato. So Ethan is the ag teacher for all of Mankato schools in the ag department. Like I said, originally from Amory, he judged with Polk County 4-H. Jim and I remember him well, did very well in 4-H judging, and then went to the University of Minnesota and judged for the University of Minnesota, where they won at Madison, his University of Minnesota team, and he also participated on the Louisville team at University of Minnesota. So thanks, Ethan. Let's give Ethan a nice hand today. He's been with us a few years, and we like having him back because he does such a wonderful job with our kids. So thank you, Ethan. We appreciate it.
Listening to coverage of the 2022, or watching coverage of the 2022 Dunn County Dairy Show. I'm Brian Winnekins from WRDN Radio, and don't forget later on this afternoon on air on WRDN 1430 AM and 107.3 FM, and also online at our website. We'll have our afternoon farm programming after our local news at about 12:25 or so. We'll have an update on our midday markets, news with Max Armstrong as well. And then this afternoon from 1 until 2, it's Agri Talk with Chip Flory. And then from 3 to 4, it's America on Agriculture with Mike Pearson discussing rural issues affecting rural America. And you can listen to that every Monday through Friday. Both those shows and all of our farm programming as well, Monday through Friday on WRDN and online at realcountry1430.com. Later on this afternoon as well at about 4:30 or so, we'll have Susan Littlefield with the final bell. She'll have an update on all of our markets throughout the day. She talks with a lot of the brokers from around the country on what happened on the day in the markets. You can listen for Susan's show at the final bell Monday through Friday at about 4:25 to 4:30 here on WRDN and online at our website at realcountry1430.com. You can listen through our website. If you have a smartphone, download the Live 365 app or the TuneIn app. Also, you can listen to us via Alexa as well. Continuing coverage from the Dunn County Fair will continue tomorrow at about 9 o'clock with the swine show. And that will be followed by the beef show at 1 o'clock. showmanship class right now. Please thank all of our sponsors as well that have supported our live streams as well, including Synergy Co-op, your local LS tractor dealer. Visit synergycoop.com for more information. Compeer Financial, a member-owned farm credit cooperative serving and supporting agriculture and rural communities. Visit compeer.com for more information. Bluff Country Feed and Seed, your Dairyland seed dealer and featuring feed for your livestock. Mondovi, visit bluffcountryfs.com for more information. O'Galley Cheese Factory, visit O'Galley Cheese for all of your snacking needs, featuring cheese, locally made beef sticks, sausage, and more. Open 7 days a week, Highway 25, Durand. Numbers R Us, Common Sense Bookkeeping, and more. They're a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor and Daily Money Manager. Visit them online at numbersrus.com. Pierce Pepin Cooperative Services, your Touchstone Energy partner. Shannon Crop Services, your local PIP seeds dealer and crop insurance advisor, Menominee. 24/7 in West Wisconsin. Telcom, building a smart fiber optic community from the ground up. Visit www.coop. And Provisions Health, changing the way you experience healthcare. Visit provisions.health for more information. Please thank all of our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their business. Tell them thank you for supporting our live streams. Without these businesses, we wouldn't be able to do this. So please thank them for supporting our live streams, not only from the Dunn County Fair, but also upcoming from the Buffalo Pepin County Fair and the Pierce County Fair as well. And like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. Don't forget to click the bell for future notifications of upcoming events like tomorrow. We'll have the swine show from Dunn County at about 9 o'clock, beef show at 1. And then next week, we'll have the dairy beef and swine shows and the livestock auction as well from the Buffalo Pepin County Fair. And we'll be doing the same as well at the Pierce County Fair the week after that. We have about 12 shows total coming up here over the next 3 weeks.
When we're, as you'll notice, Judge Dado is kind of putting these kids through their paces a little bit with the showmanship stuff. He likes to get a good, when judging showmanship, you've got to, give them a few commands, have them line up, and as he's watching these kids do their thing out there, he's kind of keeping it in mind as to which ones are, getting lined up quickly, getting the animals lined up straight, getting their feet positioned right, having the animals look good. So while we have a little break, again, and thank you, I see all of our our middle-aged, intermediate show people are out here. Thank you. They're all lined up, ready to go, so we'll get our places finished up here and then bring them in. I would like to say a word about a young man who, he's not showing today, but Ben Steyer, who was on our dairy judging team back in 2019. We had a pretty successful year, actually won the national contest that year. But Ben, after he got done judging, he enrolled at University of Minnesota, and then he also ran for state FFA office, and he was named state president, Wisconsin state president. So he just served a year as Wisconsin state FFA president, which is really an honor. So I want to congratulate Ben on that, and I also found out that he's now running for national president of FFA, so it'd be quite an honor. And Ben did a tremendous job back on the judging team. He was a really good speaker, did a good job on his reasons, but then that translated into him actually becoming a state FFA officer. So let's give Ben Steyer a nice round of applause. That's quite an honor to have a state FFA officer and potentially a national FFA president come from our area. So congratulations, Ben. We miss you on the judging team. Always did a great job, and we certainly wish Ben the best as he moves forward.
I just ordered up 3 more lunch tickets. Hopefully Derek comes through.
Is Derek involved too as far as like show characters involved too?
No, he's on the fair board. He's like the big cheese. Yeah, he's bigger than you? Far more than dairy super? Even bigger than Abby and Carly.
But that's the glue that holds the whole thing together.
Yeah, I'm right.
They have a sound foundation. Again, I had thanked Jim over here at Powers and my helpers for getting this organized. One other person I'd like to point out too, and I know he helps every year, his heart is definitely with the dairy showing, and that's Derek Wolf. He's, I guess, on our fair board. He's shown animals here for many, many years, but is also involved with the actual putting the fair together here. And of course, he's very much interested in the dairy part of it. So thanks, Derek, for your efforts in on the fair board as well. We sure appreciate it.
So this is like at 8 o'clock at night. They came over and sat on the porch and had a few drinks, and it's just like, I was a little overwhelmed having like 3 women that just kind of tell me what to do. All the time, yeah. It's very hard. Oh yeah, and in one spot, it's a little hazardous.
Let's hear it for our junior exhibitors. Really quality young showmen from top to bottom. Just a few small things that I talked to each of them about, and we did a whole little lesson in there a little bit. First over second, just speed and responding. Just a little bit faster in setting up the heifer. I always had his halter on right, halters fit correctly, and shared a really nice, did a really nice job fitting his calf and sharing with me what he did. Second over third, also, again, in line, it was a little faster in making sure her heifer was always looking its best and doing a good job keeping it straight in line with the first animal as well. Third over fourth, just quicker and a little bit more responsive to the judge. I was paying more attention to what command was being asked. Gave these gentlemen here at the end just some advice on how to pay a little bit more attention to the judge so that we can keep our calves in line and responding as quickly as possible. Nice job to all of our junior exhibitors.
I echo that sentiment exactly, because those were our youngest group of show people, and as I was watching from the outside, they really all did a nice job showing, and I told them that out in the ring too. So don't feel bad. There's a lot of good show people here. This is how you learn, is by getting out here and doing it. So congratulations goes to Tyler Quilling of Little Elk Creek 4-H. He was the winner of the 3rd through 6th grade showmanship. And second place was Miranda Creaser from Willing Workers. So congratulations. We have 7th through 9th grade coming in the ring right now. This is what we call intermediate showmanship. So these are an age group a bit older than our last group. And then on deck, we should have our senior show people. That would be grades 10 and up. So grades 10 and up for showmanship. Please have your animals over here on deck.
Watching coverage of the 2020 Dunn County Dairy Show. I'm Brian Winnikins from WRDN Radio in Durand. You're enjoying today's show. We're in the intermediate showmanship now. Reminder, if you like the country hits of the 60s to the 2000s, visit our online radio station that we have at ruralrootcountry.com. That's ruralrootcountry.com. We have all of your country hits from the 60s through the 90s throughout the day. Also have some rural lifestyle programs as well from Sabrina Halverson, Susan Littlefield, Lori Boyer, Max Armstrong, and more. And join us Saturday and Sunday mornings for a program called Off the Cuff with Susan Littlefield, Sabrina Halverson, and yours truly. This Saturday at 9 o'clock, Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m., we have a very special guest, Dr. Antonia Broika. She is a professor from Ukraine, and Dr. Broyolka and her 5-year-old and 15-year-old children escaped Ukraine in March. They basically packed a backpack, clothes, some food, birth certificates, wrote their phone numbers down on their arms, and they were off to escape the situation in Ukraine. We are going to talk with Dr. Broyolka about that journey from Ukraine to Kansas State University, where she was able to go to, and she still is able to, at times, contact her husband, who was not, of course, allowed to leave, and also farmers as well in Ukraine, and about what's going on in Ukraine for those farmers, and also just the life in general there in Ukraine as well with the situation going on. So join us for that very special interview. I was speechless by the time we were done with that interview. As well. And we will have that coming up on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. And that'll be at ruralrootcountry.com. Ruralrootcountry.com. Just log on to the site and just click on the play tab right there. You'll see the player pop right up, and you can listen to all of your country hits from the 60s through the 2000s, plus all of the other lifestyle programming as well. Again, we're in intermediate showmanship here at the Dunn County Dairy Show. Coming up tomorrow, 9 a.m., we'll have the Dunn County Swine Show. Tomorrow afternoon, after the Swine Show, we make the mad dash back to the main barn here for the Beef Show. Then on Saturday at 5 o'clock, it's the Dunn County Livestock Auction as well. We'll have that on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN, and also online at our website at realcountry1430.com.
you like best about it?
I like how beachy it is.
What can you do?
I was in Australia.
And then, guys don't get off on your rations, same as last year. And milk, because you guys are moms.
This is a nice group of exhibitors we've got here, and I see Judge Dato is actually making them. When you train your calf for the fair, and I know it's hard to do, we all get busy, and it's like sometimes that's the last thing we have on our minds, but you should always teach your animal to at least back up a couple of steps so that when you're in the ring and you need to switch feet or whatever, hopefully you've got that animal trained so that you can just pressure on the halter and be able to back it up or move it forward a step or two while it's in line. So I know I'd given you a hint earlier that you should always bring your animals out to the show ring, even though you have them at the fair. Get them out to the show ring while you're here at the fair just to get them used to the environment. And then another thing, when you're working with these animals, teach them how to back up a step or two. It'll help you get them placed or get them in line a little bit quicker and get the animal moved so that the judge will take a look at them. That's what Ben, did you work quite a bit with his animals? Did Ben, your son, he worked quite a bit with the animals. Somebody's as nice as these two put together?
She's a crossbred between the two, so she takes qualities from all of them. Nice, yes. I don't know what their bad things are. I'm not quite.